26, Village of Webster Zoning Board of Appeals. Can I start the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. So we have two things on our agenda tonight. First thing will be our public hearing. So what I will do is I will read the application, and then if I can have somebody come up to the podium and give us some insight to what you're looking to do, that'd be great. And then the board will ask some questions, and then we'll go from there. So our first application, or our only application tonight, is Tate and Nancy Tishner, owners of 71 Fuller Avenue, tax ID 080.14-4-12. Applicant seeks to demolish the existing garage and construct a new detached garage on the same footprint at a height of 24 feet, which is 6 feet higher than the 18-foot height allowed by section 175-13F. Applicant therefore seeks a 6-foot height variance. Property is zoned R1-9.6.
Hi everyone, thank you for meeting tonight for us. Sorry we're the only one holding you up. My name is Tate Tishner, this is my wife Nancy, and we have our contractor with us, Dan Dixon. Nancy and I have owned the home at 71 Fuller Avenue for more than 20 years. We raised our 4 children there. We love living in the Village of Webster. Our garage is sagging a little, and we've learned that it's not on a true foundation, and so we're thinking of no electricity. So we'd like to bring it down and reconstruct it, make it a little taller than the current garage so that we've got some storage space, comfortable storage space up above. So we would use the main floor for vehicles, 2 vehicles, and then the upper floor for a drier storage than what we have down in the basement. Happy to answer any questions. You have the renderings. We've had an architect look at this. Again, it's the same footprint. We're not expanding the footprint at all. It would be taller. We think it's quite handsome. It looks really lovely with the house. I think it's a way to enhance the aesthetic and also the functionality of the property, which we plan to continue to live on and stay in as long as we can.
All right, thank you.
Sure.
So I guess I will open it to the board for any questions.
I got lots.
All right. Be my guest, Chris.
Okay. All right. So you want to go from the initial height of 18 foot to 24 feet, right?
Yeah.
So you're asking for a 6-foot variance.
Well, I don't think that's the height of the existing structure, but yeah.
Yeah.
We'll go from the existing up to that, yeah.
So that equates to basically a 33% increase in height over the standard 18 foot.
Okay.
So in the package, we've already had 2 previous garage variances at different addresses. One was for a 2-foot variance, which was an 11% increase. And the 4-foot variance plus 0.3 was a 23.8%, so that's 24% increase. Now we want to go to 33% increase. Let me start by saying I have no issues with the project in and of itself. But I am concerned with the continual percentage increases in the height of these buildings. Because the precedent has already been set that 4 feet is okay. If we say 6 feet is okay, the next guy's going to come in and say, I want to go to 8 feet. This is getting a bit out of hand. Don't take that personally.
Sure, yeah, and I don't know anything
I-
about
I
any of the other
understand.
projects. I'm not
I
trying to,
understand. I
I'm
would
not trying to
love
out Jones the neighbor.
So I looked at this, the structure in the cut through, and I said, all right, I see what you're doing. I think it's a beautiful rendering. It's a great building. And I am in the trades, so I understand construction. And I'm looking at this and I'm going, yeah, it's tall, but have you considered opportunities to bring it down a little bit? Because if you came down 2 feet, you'd be right in the pre-existing precedent of a 4-foot variance. And that would be pretty much a straight, easy, hard to argue approval. So I just looked at the facility and it looks like from at the front entrance of the garage, you've got about an 8'6" headroom on the first floor. And then obviously it tapers down a little bit because of the pitch slope of the slab itself. So 8'6", you got a 7-foot door, you got about 18 inches of additional headroom behind the door at the front of the building. Then you go up to the second floor and you've got about, and these numbers are really small, but I think it says 7'8" has headroom on the second floor. All right, and then you have a 512 pitch roof. So I did some really quick math in and of itself, and I said, you know, if you dropped the front portion of the building to 8 foot tall on the first floor, kept your 14-inch TGIs, and there are opportunities, you could use a shallower TGI, but you may need more of them for the span, but that's a different conversation. If you drop the headroom of the second floor to 7 foot 3 inches, and you change the pitch of the roof from a 512 to a 412, you would literally almost knock 24 inches off the height of this building.
So, to answer your question, no, I haven't considered that.
Okay.
Because we asked the architect to render the drawings, and he did it consistent with our home. And and again, I'm not aware of other people and the heights of their garages in the village. I'm driving around, looking around, there are 2-story garages throughout the village.
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes they're older. And I think, you know, we wanted full capacity in the upstairs. The basement's quite short. Have a few bicycles and stuff I'd probably keep up there. I just wanted the full capacity. I think it matches the existing structure of the home. It looks very handsome under this drawing. I don't know if it would compromise the aesthetic if we tried to reduce the height. But again, we haven't really factored in, well, some people have a 15% increase and some have a 30%. We've just had an architect draft it to match the aesthetic of the home.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just how it came out.
Right.
So we did speak to our neighbors before we did this, because we wanted to see if they had any concern. There are no lake views or mountain views that we're obstructing. So whether we come down a foot or two to satisfy some sort of percentage increase you're comfortable with or not comfortable with, I don't know that makes a big difference to our neighbors. They're not, I guess nobody's here to, or I don't know if anybody's lodged any complaints about it.
Well, it really wouldn't make a difference to your neighbors, because if you can't get past us, it's a moot point to your
Right.
neighbors.
But evidently it's a concern to you, and so, I mean,
Right. So I'm just raising those issues as my concerns, because once we start setting a precedent, that we can just incrementally approve heights of buildings in 2-foot jumps. If there's no height, ultimate height,
Right.
then there is no need for a code.
would this be the tallest garage structure in the village?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Would this be the tallest garage structure in the village? Do you know?
Well, according to what was provided in the package, there were 2 garage variances already approved
Those are recent?
over 20 years ago,
No.
and
Oh, okay.
I'm sure if there were more.
That doesn't
There
answer
are
the-
more.
there are-
Could I,
Yeah, go ahead.
there's a
property on my street on Gordon Park, they have a newer garage, let's say the last 20 years. And it's definitely over 4 feet variance. I'd say it's 6 feet. And personally, I don't know if they got a variance for it.
That was an issue, that was
It was, you were on the zoning board when that.
no, I was not, but, Mr. Banksy, Dick really was against that idea.
Yeah, I do remember
He
that.
pushed
Plan.
back really hard on that.
Yeah, but they built it. I mean, it got
They
passed.
did get that. The
But
question,
that was another property.
but
with
that
excessive
moves the
height.
issue of, where we, and I came in late, did we get a historical, there was some talk about a historical was gonna meet
Right.
on that property, is that?
They canceled their meeting this week, so they have not rendered a decision.
Okay.
But
Okay.
Don can probably explain the code a bit better than I can of how you guys can move forward with that part anyway.
And how did that concern come up, or why is that being considered
Well, part of-
historical property?
Well, no, any part of a demolition, we have to
Oh, the
have.
demolition, right, right.
So,
And there's also a property on South Avenue. That big, I can't remember the property owners. Zweigels. Maybe South Avenue, is that the one?
That's the one that had the 4-foot
Yeah,
variance.
yeah.
but
Yeah, there may be others, I'm not saying
Yeah,
that.
no.
I think some of the property on Dunning that have the big barns,
Yeah,
basically,
barns,
it has-
yeah.
and on Elm, I believe that those are topping out at that height, at like 24 feet.
At least.
Yeah, they're.
Because they got a full-size second floor.
Mhm.
That's correct.
But also we work off of what's in the code book.
I understand that, absolutely. But I mean, there are buildings in the village, and definitely in the older part of the village, that may have that height. You know, you had horses.
Right, I know, dairy farms and all that.
Just kidding. So,
I said my piece.
Okay. Anybody else from the board that would like to ask some questions, concerns?
so you're putting electricity in it.
We will add electricity, yes.
You're
No
obviously-
water.
You obviously have a personal wet basement, that's why you're getting stuff. I mean, anybody in the town that the village says they don't have a wet basement are lying.
Don't mind.
So, you know, I know that's an issue.
Yeah.
What kind of egress are you gonna have to the upstairs, the second floor?
It's a stairway.
It's a stairway at the back of the garage.
Is there?
It's in the drawings, yeah. Yep.
Oh, there it
It's in
is.
front of the vehicles, yeah.
So do you know when your house was built?
1929.
And I'm assuming you're thinking the garage was probably built around 1929?
We think it may have been near that and then maybe an addition. Do we
The
think that?
variance-
Do we think it was?
Yes,
addition
there
done
was.
to it, but the original garage, I'm not sure exactly when.
Yeah.
There was a variance for the side.
The side door.
Chris-
Right.
We have.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, some,
Bill Shear's old house.
Right,
That's right, it was Bill Shear's old house. We purchased it from the Shears.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, so we
That's
knew the
about
Shears.
right,
Yeah. Yeah, and across the street was Suter and,
Yeah.
and they got a variance for the garage
Yeah.
that they built.
That's right, they did.
Yeah. Which is a 2-story garage.
Shear's house,
So I think part of this is we need to have a discussion if we were to move forward with not having the historic meeting done on Tuesday, that this board can proceed without a note from that board based on our discussions of what we think. So
yeah.
do we want to have any further discussions on this possibly being a historical structure?
Well, it does say, it says the commission may submit a report.
Correct,
It doesn't say they have to submit.
correct.
Right, that's why, in my opinion, this board can proceed without a report or recommendation from the Historic Preservation Commission. You still have to make a finding that the structure is not of significant historical value. You can make that on your own without input from the HPC.
Right. So
I think it's probably significant that, Bill Shear back in 1985 got a variance to add 2 feet to that garage. So how historical could it have been before then if they allowed him to add 2 feet to it?
Very good, very good.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any historic significance
Right.
to that.
Some of the things in the home feel historic. But we love the home, and we don't, and this provides us an opportunity to have a bit of an expansion and still stay where we're at. We never dreamed we would stay this long. We genuinely love living in the village. We love our neighbors, we love the feel, and we don't want to distract from that, and that's not the intent here. I think this is an aesthetic and functional improvement to the property that will go a long ways in showing serious commitment to investment in the village and preservation and improvement. That's our hope, that's our intent.
Does the board have any other questions? All right, at this time I will open it to the public for any public comments. But not seeing any, I'll bring it back to the board and for further discussion.
I just hate changing the precedents again, it'll just keep coming up. With this height, as you said, the next one will be a little bit higher reach.
I mean, we aren't exceeding the height of the home, right?
Pardon me?
We're not exceeding the height of the home. It matches the property that it's, the structure that it's with.
Right.
So I don't think it will appear as a monstrosity.
I suppose one could argue that in the last 20 years, there's been 2, maybe 3 height variances for garages. Is that, in 20 years, is that a lot? So it's not like, it's not like some of these fences or sheds or that, constantly are coming in.
So as part of our due diligence, we need to ask ourselves 5 questions before we proceed with this action. And the first one is whether undesirable change would be produced in character of the neighborhood or a detriment to nearby properties.
Yeah. Well, considering I don't see any violent opposition by the neighbors, I'm kind of
Gary?
No, hope we don't have violence.
Number 2, whether benefits sought by the applicant can be achieved by a feasible alternative to the variance.
I'd say possibly, but
Well, Chris brought it.
Chris brought it up.
Right. I mean, there are options there. And the other thing I didn't point out, but I probably will point it out now, I just noticed the heel of this truss is 14 inches. You can have the trusses manufactured so that the heel is much smaller than that. So it would not take very much at all to change the heel height of the truss and the pitch of the truss and easily knock off almost 20 inches. Just in those 2 things without altering the floors at all.
Good point.
Because really carrying a 14-inch heel just pushes the truss up in the air. It provides no substantial benefit to the structure because you're not, the truss, which is not shown, but I'm sure it's going to be.
We are trying to mimic the house and keep it.
I'm sorry?
We are
Can
trying
you-
to mimic the house.
we're trying to reflect the structure of the home. I
Yeah,
think
we-
part of that design from the architect was to,
We want it to look like the garage has always been there, not like it's been an add-on later on. So that's, if we start lowering, if we start changing the roof lines, it's not gonna look like the existing house.
so that's sort of the, I guess, the give and take here. But if 21 inches is, right, so, I mean, that's, I guess, a decision for this board.
Right, but,
Is that space gonna be conditioned?
what's that?
Is it gonna be a conditioned space?
I don't know what that
No.
means.
No.
Heat,
No.
AC.
Yeah, no water.
There's no water, no sewer, no, we're gonna have electric out there, but there's not gonna be a heating,
Elements.
No
No
HVAC
furnace.
system, right.
no boiler.
So the raised ceiling isn't a requirement for insulation?
No, no.
All right, well, let's keep thinking. So item 3 is whether the requested variance is substantial.
I think it is, in my opinion. A 6-foot height variance is substantial, 33% over the existing 18-foot height nominal.
Peter, your thoughts?
It is substantial, but I don't, it is substantial.
I agree.
Right.
Here's what I think about this. If you asked me if I would give the variance for this, I would say yes, right now. When I looked at the garage as it is now, you know, with the way the structure of this house is designed, and the trees and whatever you have there, you can hardly see that garage as it
Right, you only
is.
see one.
Yeah, and the other thing is, in fact, I don't know, and absentmindedly, I'm walking up your driveway to look at it, and I said, what the heck am I doing? I can't do that. But the point is,
Next time, just knock on.
No, I never got that far.
I drove in.
Don't worry, I didn't get that far.
Happy to have you.
No, I didn't get that far. So the point is that I think that the structure that you're trying to do, you're trying to match the current design of the house is appealing to me. And I don't think you're really gonna notice much difference looking at it from the street anyways, is what I say. I don't think the structure of your house, the structure of the homes that, on both sides of you, don't allow people to see what's going on in the backyard.
That seems to me to be the same, and if it's 21 inches, I mean, it's set back so far behind the house,
Right.
is that, I mean, I guess we could go back to the architect, it's expensive to hire architects, but, you know,
Like you were saying, though, from the street, though, when you look at the street, when they actually pull in to use the right side of the garage, they have to go behind the house.
That's correct.
And then, you're right, it's not, I think I wrote that down in there, it's not that visible from the street.
Yeah, if you did, if I read it.
I guess in my mind, matching the existing structure of the home probably has a better visual appeal than saving 21 inches, but it's my view.
I have to agree, these are significant changes, and we don't want to set a precedent. This whole thing revolves around precedent. Do we want to set a precedent?
Right.
The precedent's been set, 4 foot, 6 foot, and there are other properties in the village that have more than a 4 foot height, newer properties. And I think it's more important, like Larry said, to match the structure of the house than it is to lower the variance. It's my opinion, but these are significant changes, and even though they'll probably, the next two are probably yeses also, except for the historic, I don't know, there's nothing historic about it, but I have no problem with it.
Okay. With that being said, item 4 would be, would the variance have an adverse impact on the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood?
Other than the fact that it's setting a precedent.
Right.
Well, that's more of a legal, that's not environmental or
Right.
physical impact, that's a legal impact.
Yeah, physically, no issue.
And lastly, whether the alleged difficulty was self-created. And that's my
Usually
favorite,
always it's.
my favorite question, because it's always yes. All right, now that we've done that, I guess there's 3 things we need to do in order to move forward. First thing is we need to make a determination on the historical designation of the garage. Do we feel like this is something that's historical in nature to the village?
Could I ask a question?
Sure.
Is this a historical district for where this house is?
Anytime, our zoning code says that anytime something's being demolished, that we have to have a determination of historical value.
Oh.
Yeah, the exact, it's section 175-68 of the village zoning code. It says, no structure may be demolished unless the zoning board of appeals finds either A, the structure is not of significant historical value. And then the next one is where the structure is of his significant historical value. It goes on to a bunch of factors that you can still get around that. But so they're required to make a finding that it's not of significant historical value. Otherwise, you don't even get to the height variance.
Right.
Okay, because we wouldn't get to the demo if we don't get the height variance.
Correct, right.
Okay.
You're stuck with your original garage if it's of historical value, significant historical value.
Saggy foundationless garage.
So I guess I will take a motion for that.
Can I ask a question though? That garage was built in 1985?
No.
No.
We think that was an
Or it was
addition.
That was the addition.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Because
yeah.
the roof
It
comes
just says
down.
permit for garage.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was an addition of.
Yeah, if you
Okay.
read
Shed.
if you read the minutes,
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
Scheer was interested in enlarging the existing garage.
Yes.
So he can put 2 vehicles and have space for a lawnmower, bikes, etc. No, he just made it bigger. the existing garage.
It was the typical.
So it comes down like this, and then the back of the roof line extends
For the bigger cars.
for the
My
1970s
garage does
Cadillac.
that.
Oh, this was it.
All right, so this building grew 4 feet in 2 directions? That's what it says.
Back in 1985.
They added 4 feet on the south side and 4 feet on the west side.
It looks like if they had any historical reservations, they
And that's what
didn't
Don-
give a crap.
They kind of wrecked it.
Yeah, I think they stomped all over that one.
Yeah.
So do we need to take a motion for that then?
Yes.
Well, you gotta make a finding, so I suppose, to be safe, you have to take a motion on it.
Okay.
Okay.
Somebody want to
Anything
make
else
a
on the
motion? on the-
environmental?
Well, the historical, yeah. And then the second thing is we have to do seeker, which
Right.
this is a type 2 pursuant to seeker.
Yeah.
And then our finding motion on the variance.
Right, and then the variance itself.
I'll make a motion that the garage, 71 Fuller is of no historic value, significance.
I'll second.
I have a motion by Peter, a second by Kathy. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. And now I will take a motion for seeker.
We do both of them at the same time?
Yeah.
Demolition and,
Yeah,
Yeah.
You only need one seeker.
you don't need a seeker for demolition?
No, this would cover, it covers both.
Okay.
Wait, one question before we go that route. You're gonna build on the existing foundation, no foundation work?
There's no foundation.
There is no
Okay.
foundation.
So
It's a
just
cement slab, so we're gonna put in a foundation.
get rid of the
A proper
building and,
foundation. Yeah, but same footprint.
The exact same footprint.
We will not exceed the footprint. the existing.
unless you find out that the original foundation is not in good enough repair.
No, we've already inspected it. There's no
Yeah,
original
there's no
foundation.
Oh, okay.
It's literally without a foundation. That's part of the problem, becoming unfunctional.
Are you keeping the slab or are you putting a new slab in?
Well, we're gonna put in a new foundation, so it'll be a new slab. Foundation will go under, and it'll be a new slab.
There's no slab now.
There's
That's
a,
all there is.
your typical 2-inch slab.
Yeah, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, rat slab.
Sorry, I'm not talking construction speak, sorry.
We don't need a seeker?
No, we do need a seeker, it's a type 2 pursuant to seeker.
Yeah, I make a motion that this is a type 2 under seeker with no environmental impact.
Okay, I have a motion by Larry,
I'll second
I have a second by Peter, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. So now we need a motion on the variance that's requested of 6 feet. To go from 18 feet to 24 feet.
I'll make a motion to grant a variance of 6 foot for the garage, the height variance of 6 foot for 71 Fuller for the new garage.
I have a motion by Peter,
I'll second that.
I have a second by Larry, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Opposed.
You're opposed. Kathy, opposed. Motion passes. Good luck.
Doesn't have to be unanimous. then.
No.
Okay.
Just
All
a
right.
majority.
Just a majority.
Thank you for your time.
Yes,
I really do
thanks for
appreciate
coming
it.
in.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for your service too. Appreciate it.
Now, last thing we have on our agenda tonight is to approve the meeting minutes from February 19th, 2026.
It's good.
Can we do it again?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to pass the minutes of February 19th,
As written,
as written.
I have a motion by Kathy.
I'll second that.
I have a second by Larry. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. So we have one thing next month?
Yes.
Yeah,
So far, the deadline is next Thursday, though, for applications.
Okay.
That's the only one that we had in the works.
And we're thinking it's a lot of variances?
Yes, multiple.
Is this the one with the second?
Yep.
Apart,
single family.
second single-family home on the same lot? Yeah, this one's,
Second, single.
Second.
Oh.
this one, you're gonna have a ton of fun with.
Oh, good.
Yeah, there's like 5 or 6 variances they need to have.
Oh, like a
There's a
mini home?
main house, there's already a garage that was converted to a house, and now there's a second building that they wanna convert.
Let me guess.
So there'll be 3 of them on the same.
Wow.
Okay. Second hand, or
I guess
South
we're gonna have
Avenue.
money
South
next
Avenue.
time.
Yeah, yeah, I know that.
South Avenue.
Huh,
I know that property,
that's,
yeah.
So talk about setting a precedent.
Yeah,
well, there should be a few presidents in here to
yeah.
stop that. I don't know how I went through it.
So should we look at the code and maybe try to put a limit on
On height?
height for
Well, there
garages?
is, well, there is a.
I mean, I know, right now it'd be 24 feet, I guess, but,
Well, there's more than that, because I know the house on Gordon Park is more than 24 feet. And
But was it built that way?
but was it permitted?
it was per, we approved it.
Oh,
We approved
Okay.
it, yeah.
I mean, it's just,
Good, I mean, it's a full, I mean, you can, I've been up there. You can walk around, I mean, it's like a house. It's another house. And, so, and then the South Avenue, it's more like a barn. The new one in South, that was the,
Mhm.
Zweigel's property, I
Mhm.
think. Yeah, that was a big one, so. So, but like Dan said, it's, doesn't, it's a big expense, it doesn't come up all
Sure.
that often. And if somebody's gonna do it,
true,
they're probably gonna ask for a variance.
right.
Either size or, it's, square footage or height.
Alright. Well, if that's it, I guess I will take a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion by Kathy,
I'll second that.
I have a second by Chris, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes at 7:05.
It's got a cost.